This is kind of a collective of the last couple of months, but for the sake of the video we'll call it my November favourites. I have quite a lot here, so I might just jump right into it. I'm going to start with makeup. So the first favourite I have is a new foundation I've been using. It's the L'Oreal True Match foundation. I honestly cannot rave about this enough. It is so easy to blend. It stays on the skin beautifully. I have it on now. It gives a decent coverage without looking at all cakey. I would kind of liken it to NARS Sheer Glow, but I think it's even better than that. I have both of those. I bought them at the same time and I find I'm reaching for this a lot more. Mine is in the shade N1 Ivory. It's probably the lightest shade you can get, but they do have quite a good colour range, even into the deeper tones. So if you're struggling for a good foundation, I would try this. It's really affordable. This was £10 from the drugstore. I know that back home, anybody from New Zealand watching, L'Oreal is a little bit more expensive than it is over here, but it's a lot cheaper than the higher end brands. So if you're looking for a new foundation, I would try this one. And to match with that, my new favourite concealer, even though everything's sort of rubbed off it, you can probably tell this is the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. I know that every YouTuber ever that has tried this has raved about it, but I just thought, I tried it, I couldn't not rave about it as well. It's really great coverage. I have it in two shades. The one that I've been using the most is the lightest shade, number 1, Fair. Coming into winter, I have no tan whatsoever. I've gone from one winter in New Zealand to winter here, so I have completely pale, bare, naked, no sun-kissedness at all. So this one's been great for me. It covers everything beautifully. I can use it on blemishes and on my under eye circles, and I think it's the only concealer, bit of a big claim, the only concealer I have ever used that hasn't creased underneath my eyes. And I have on some days pretty bad bags and fine lines, so I really like this one. If you can get your hands on it, it's super affordable as well. If you live in the UK, get it. If you know someone who lives in the UK, get them to buy it for you and send it to wherever it is in the world that you live, because this is seriously a great concealer. Next is my favourite lip colour, I suppose, of the last couple of months, and this is the Bourjois Colour Boost in the shade Plum Russian, I think it's called. Yeah, Plum Russian. If you saw my last video on the chubby sticks, you would have seen this already. If you haven't, I'll link it down below and at the end of this video. But this, honestly, is such a beautiful, autumnal colour. Works for lots of skin tones. It's not too warm or too cool. I really like it. It's nice and neutral tone. My next favourite is a mascara, and again I think every YouTuber ever of all time has raved about this, but it's the Benefit They're Real mascara, and I really struggle with mascaras. Normally when I find one that I like, I kind of stick to it, because every other mascara I try has been quite disappointing. I've tried about 4 in the last 2 months, and this is by far the best one I've tried. I don't think it's a waterproof mascara, as in like waterproof, because you can get it off. It's quite tricky to take off, but it doesn't smudge at all, and it lengthens, it volumizes, it does all the things that you would want a good mascara to do. And I think even though it's a little bit pricey, it's worth it, because I mean, hey, it's cheaper than trying 10 drugstore ones and none of them working, or even some of the higher end ones don't live up to their claims, but this is a really good one. So if you struggle with mascara like I do, I would definitely recommend this one. The next one I have is a bronzer, and again, you might have seen this in one of my previous videos, I'm not sure, but this is the Bourjois Chocolate Bronzer. Mine's in the lighter of the 2 shades, shade 51. Of course, it's the lighter of the 2. I'm wearing it today. I know that the lighting in here is quite intense, so you might not be able to see it to the full effect, but it's a matte bronzer. I use it for contouring and for bronzing, mostly just for contouring during the winter. But I really like this. Being pale, it's quite hard to find a good matte bronzer, full stop, but to find it at the drugstore is really, it's awesome. So if you can, again, I think you can get this off ASOS. I'll have a look. I'll put a link for everything in the description bar below for anything that can be shipped internationally. This is really, I highly recommend it. If you can get your hands on it, try it. I promise you won't be disappointed. The next couple of things I have here are both from Sleek. I went a little bit nuts in Superdrug a little while ago, and these are the 2 favourite things that I found out of the Sleek collection. So the first thing I have here is an eyeshadow palette, and I'm actually wearing this darker blue shade here on my eyes today. And it's not a kind of look that I would normally go for, but I thought, why not try something a little bit different? That's what this is all about, right? And this is one of their Eye Divine palettes. It is in 141, and yeah, I really like this. Again, I'm sure if you've seen any of the videos on YouTube about sleek makeup, pigmentation is really amazing considering the price, and I really like it. It's got a beautiful range of different shades. It's got the plums and the purples, the blues, the golds, all really great autumn winter colours. So if you can get your hands on this, I found it quite hard to find. I looked for it in about 4 different Superdrugs before I could find it. But yeah, really recommend it if you can get your hands on it. And the next product I have from Sleek is one of their infamous blushes. This is in the shade Pomegranate, and it's quite a deep shade. I was a little bit on the fence about it when I first bought it. I didn't know if it was going to be too dark for my skin tone, but with a light hand it's actually really pretty. Again, especially for this time of year, I think it's really quite festive. Yeah, I really like it. Again, great pigmentation, beautiful colour. I think I'm really pale and I can pull it off, but it's dark enough that women with deep skin tones could easily wear it as well. I think it's a really brilliant product. So now moving on to skincare, I've got a couple of products here I'd like to show you. The first is my Elizabeth Arden 8-Hour Cream. This can be quite pricey, and I'm very lucky that I have a good connection at Elizabeth Arden, so I got it at quite a heavily reduced price. But having tried it, even if I didn't get it for a discounted price, I think that I would still buy it. It's £25 in the UK, which is quite expensive, I think. I'm not quite sure how much it is in other areas of the world, but it is just so good. I've used so many different lip balms over my time, and so many of them, they do that thing where you wear them and then they moisturize your lips for a while, and then as soon as you stop wearing it, your lips get really dry and cracked. It's sort of almost like your lips are addicted to the product. This doesn't happen at all with this. I don't know what it is, if it's a natural thing or what, but it's really brilliant. It moisturises so well. Again, coming into winter, totally key if you're living in the Northern Hemisphere. I know that they do this in sort of almost like a lip balm, like a stick formula as well. I haven't tried that one, but I'm sure it's just as great. This is the original, and I know that they also do an unfragranced version if you don't like fragrance products, or if you perhaps have quite sensitive lips. The next product I have is a La Roche-Posay cleanser. It's the Physiological Cleansing Milk, the blue range. These aren't cheap, but you can get them from Boots. They're not super expensive, but they're a step above your Clean and Clear, Clearasil kind of things. I really like this. I was quite stuck in a rut with my skincare. I was using the same exfoliator and cleanser and toner and moisturisers and that sort of thing, so I took the opportunity of moving to a new country to try a few new things, and I really like this. I think I'm definitely going to be repurchasing this when it runs out. I bought this when I first got here, which was about 2 months ago, and I'd say it's about 2/3 empty, so it doesn't last super long, but I feel like this is probably going to last me 3 months, I'd say, from when I bought it to when I'll finish it, which I think is pretty decent, and you probably don't want to be keeping products like this too much longer than that anyway. I found my skin has been a lot clearer. I haven't really had too many breakouts, and it doesn't dry out your skin like a lot of cleansers do. This really is quite moisturising and hydrating. Again, perfect this time of year, so really recommend this one too. The next product I have is also from Boots. It's a Soap and Glory No Clogs Allowed Self-Heating Deep Pore Detox Mask. Now I've been using this between two times a week to once every 2 weeks, and I found it just helps when you've got the extra little bit, if you've been wearing a lot of makeup, or I don't know, you just feel like your skin needs a little bit of a treat. I really like this, and it's really quite affordable as far as face masks go. It's really cool. You sort of put some on your hand, and then you rub it into your skin, and as you're rubbing it in, it heats up, so it's sort of opening up the pores, which is really cool, and it really does work. It gets all the gunk out, and I found that my blackheads have been a lot less prominent and have been a lot easier to get rid of when I've been using this, and that's something that I've personally had quite a bit of an issue with, TMI perhaps, but if you do suffer from any form of, you know, clogged pores, whether it's acne, blackheads, that sort of thing, I think this would really help. And the last sort of skincare thing I have here is a hand lotion, which I actually got from And Other Stories. If you haven't been to And Other Stories and you live in the London area, I definitely recommend it. It's on Regent Street, and I believe it's the only store of theirs that they have. I'll look into that, and I'll correct myself perhaps in the down bar below if there is another one, but it's the only one that I know of, and they have a massive, I mean it's a clothes, like they have lots of fashion, lots of accessories, but they have heaps of makeup and skincare as well, and often they have they have brands like The Balm that are kind of tricky to get hold of in the UK, but this is one of my favourite products I've bought from there. I think it was about £5, and it's a hand lotion. It's rose scented. They have lots of different, this is their in-house brand, and they have lots of different scents, they have hand lotions, body lotions, face masks, face creams, hand creams, all in each different line. They have citrusy ones, they have fresh ones. This obviously is a rose one, and they have some other floral scents as well. If you're into that sort of thing, I would definitely recommend checking them out because they're really affordable as well. Okay, moving along to fashion, the first piece I have to show you is a dress. This is from TRF in Zara, and I really love it. I've worn it quite a few times. I've worn it, you can dress it up, dress it down, that kind of thing. It's one of those kind of looks like a separate skirt and top, but it's actually a dress like that. I really love this sort of mesh detailing around the chest and also all the way down the arms. It's not too short, which I kind of am always a little bit wary of wearing things that are too short because I got a big booty. But I really like this. It fits really well, and it was pretty affordable as well. So if they still have, I remember they had tops and skirts in a different design but with the same fabric, if that makes sense. So yeah, if you like this fabric, go into TRF and see if they still have any of it there, because it's pretty cool. Okay, the next piece I have is a denim jacket that I got from Monkey, and I got this on sale. I remember I got this and a wallet for the grand total of about £17, which I thought was a pretty good deal. It's quite a light wash, as you can tell, denim jacket, and I really like it. I had a denim jacket sort of like this, but a lot sort of more oversized in New Zealand, and I couldn't bring it because I couldn't bring everything, so I was really happy when I found this. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty just standard denim jacket, but I've been surprised with how many things I can find to wear with it. I'm normally an all black kind of a girl, so I was really happy to be able to find some lighter colours to incorporate in my wardrobe as well. And the last fashion piece I have here is a definite winner for winter and autumn. It is this plaid scarf, and I'm really sorry guys, but I can't remember where I got it from, but I'm sure if you just have a look around in your Primark, Zara, Topshop, those sorts of shops, there is heaps of plaid around at the moment. This is really nice. It feels like it's almost 100% wool. I'm not sure if it is, but it's definitely really nice and cozy and warm. And yeah, I just really like the nice kind of classic plaid, tartan, whatever you want to call it, pattern on there. So yeah, definitely a key piece for the autumn and winter. Alright, that is it for the month of November. Thank you so much for watching guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Hope you're having a brilliant day, night, week or weekend, wherever it is that you are. See you next time. Bye! So question number 1 is, what is your favourite candle scent? Now I've burnt a few candles over the last couple of months, but I think my favourite has actually got to be this one here, which I'm burning at the moment. It just smells like Christmas to me. The flavour